really, I know,
Yeah, come again.
I said the DX is a little bit, a little bit challenging, but I'm following up. It's not easy like the the Power BI or
Yeah, of course, because in Power BI, we were not doing any calculations. We were simply using the data already there in the table and creating the visuals.
yeah, and Power Query
Start,
does this.
yes. So when you start with calculations, of course, that would be a bit difficult, but with time, you will get a hang of it.
Yeah, I'm trying. Yesterday was a holiday here, so but with the time, trying to practice a lot. So
Okay.
it's gonna get. I'm gonna get everything.
Yeah, that's great. So anything specific you would like to ask before we proceed?
Now you can go ahead. We can go ahead and start it.
Okay. So basically, I wanted to tell you a few things. We will go cases by cases, like we were going earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I hope that approach is fine because that is the only approach we can follow so that you are doing everything in the session itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So just a second. Let me just. Uh, okay. Is it
So,
visible?
uh, how many sessions we still have? We still have about 3, 4, right?
Come again.
How many sessions do we still have on the DAX?
We have many cases, like totally depends upon like how much speed we would be able to proceed with. So accordingly, we would be doing the cases. Otherwise, there is no limit. You can practice a number of cases as well.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, look, how many sessions do we still have? Like
We have
you
four
still
more sessions.
plus this?
Yes, including this. Like we had total 5 sessions in Dex. We are done with one, right?
Okay, after this is gonna be 3.
Yes.
Okay, so all right. Do you think if you go like a little bit slow, case by case, we're gonna finish it, or you have to do all the 1 hour? Because I want to make sure if you do one case, one chapter, I have to follow like 100%.
Yeah. So whichever way you are comfortable, tell me that.
Yeah, but I want to make sure in the last 3, we can cover as we can cover everything. We don't have to leave everything.
Okay. So how exactly you want?
Like I want you to go slow. Like you don't have to
You want me to go?
condense. Yeah, you don't have to condense everything. Like you give me few today, I'm gonna go back and practice a lot, right? When we come back next time, you give a few. But I want to make sure as well we cover everything. Like we don't lose anything. We don't have anything left.
Yeah. Don't worry. I will take care of that part.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead now.
Okay. So basically, we are just done with one case. If you remember, like we wanted to count the number of transactions where the sales was greater than 10,000, right?
Yeah.
We did that with two formulas, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the next question is like, have you heard about multiples? What are multiples?
Multiple orders.
No, simple multiples. So basically, for example,
Yeah.
you are handling
Yeah.
two regions, East and West, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in East, you have the sales of 200 rupees or 200 US dollar, right?
Mm-hmm.
In West, you have sales of 150 US dollar. Now, if I ask you, like your East region is how much better than the West region, what will you say? What will you answer on this?
Okay. Repeat it. You say that one more time. You say you have an East
I'm
region.
saying you are handling two regions, right? East and West. In East, you got the sales of $200. In West, you got the sales of $150, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if I ask you how East is better than West, what will you answer?
Oh, okay. So I will take a look at it, where I save more money, pretty much.
Okay, so you answer me. How will you answer? You try to answer me. How will you answer? So basically, for example, what will you do? In East, you have sales of $200. In West, you have sales of $150. So you will do 200 divided by 150, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what is this ratio? This is like 4 by 3, 4 by 3.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you divide it fully, then 1.33.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Then can you say that my east is 1.33 times better than west? Can you say this? You can, right?
Yes, correct. Because you have to take the
Because
worst time three to get it eat.
it's called a multiple, right? If I
Mm-hmm.
tell you the situation in absolute figures, like $200, $150, then it is not very, very clear, like how better my east is as compared to west. But as soon as we start talking in terms of percentage, in terms of multiples, it becomes very clear, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So whenever we are showing anything in the report, any comparison or anything, we always prefer to go ahead with percentages and multiples. Concept clear,
Okay. Okay.
right? So now here, the question we are going to do on this database is how my west region is uh, better than east with respect to number of products being sold. Question clear,
Yes, correct.
right? Now we will solve this, okay?
Okay.
Right? So how to go about it? This is the question. So basically, there is a function called filter. What that function does? You remember we did that function in this formula also, if you remember that filter function.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Mm-hmm.
filter function was doing? The filter function was doing nothing, but it was creating a subtable out of the big table on the basis of the criteria or the condition being supplied, right?
Okay.
So same way, this filter function will be used in a lot of cases. Okay. So
Okay.
west versus east with respect to number of products being sold. So this is the name I am giving to this measure. You can give any name, right? Now I
Okay.
will be using filter function and I would be creating a subtable. So my big table is which table? My big table is FT table,
Okay.
right? And now I want to create a subtable. What is the criteria?
Okay. So the criteria will be west divided by east.
Where my region is? Which region?
West.
Can I use related function here? Why
Yeah.
related? Because if I will mention my region is in which table? Customer table,
Yes.
right? But I cannot access customer table here. Why? Because the first table I have supplied is a fact table. So I cannot access customer table, right? So what will I
Okay.
do? I will use a related function. Now you will notice that I can access customer table. Did you notice?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now where my region is in location table. So my region is this one, right?
Okay.
Equal to which one? West. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now it has filtered and given me a small table where the regions are only West, right?
Okay.
I am using count rows outside it so that it is counting the rows of this table. So as soon as it will give me the count of rows of this table, I will get the number of products being sold in this region,
Okay.
right? I am copying this formula, putting a divide sign, putting it in the denominator, and then changing this west to east. Got it?
Okay. I got it.
Of
But
it, east and rows would be counted. And then we are dividing both the figures, correct?
uh-huh.
Right? Now I'm pressing enter. I am taking a row card and I'm plotting this visual 1.12. So basically, my west region is 1.12 times better than east with respect to number of products being sold. So what are the new functions we have used? Like you were aware of count rows, you were aware of
Yeah.
filter. So related in a new function for this, for you in this case, right? So
Yeah.
what related does, when you are not able to access other table, if you write related, then FT table's related value for region will be accessed through related function. So there are a lot of functions you have to study. Have you started that practice when I was telling you like Omar, make it a habit to practice 3 functions daily or 5 functions daily, depending upon the time you have? Have you
Yeah.
started? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So can you try this out?
Okay. So let me ask you one more time. I want to make sure I follow this one.
No problem. No problem. Go ahead.
So you say that you were not able to take customer from fact table. Can you explain that part? I'm a little bit confused.
Yeah.
That part.
So basically, when we have given the first table as fact table in the filter,
Mhm.
table, so the second argument should be from the filter table only.
Okay. Okay. Mhm.
It does not accept or it's not able to access any other table, but we need that, right? So how will you do it? So you will use related function to access other table. Understand?
Okay.
Yeah. We will try one more way of doing this. First of all, do this.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. So because we have a two region, that's the reason why we have to have the related function.
Because we have multiple regions, not two regions, we have four regions.
Okay. No, but we comparing to western east.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Did you get this clearly?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Now there is other way of doing this as well. What is that way? Like for example, I am saying west versus east equal to, now we have one function, calculate function. Okay. So calculate what? What we want to calculate?
Expression, right?
Count.
Mhm.
Count of what? Of what?
Oh,
Help me. Just we are just trying to figure it out.
so
Count.
you're gonna go back on
Count function, and can we say locations region,
okay.
right? Now the second argument is filter. What is the filter? Where locations region is equal to west. Will it work? Right?
Mhm.
Then I am dividing it, changing the region.
So
Press
it's
enter. Let's see what this replies to me. So this time I will take this one. I'm not getting the answer. Why?
no.
Yeah. Why we are not getting the answer? Because when we say calculate, there should be something numerical to do, right?
Okay.
Got it? Like sum of this and all that. So in this case, calculate function will not work, but we can use it in the next case, right? So
Okay.
we
Okay.
can change this case a bit. What is the change? The change is I want to see how good my west is as compared to east with respect to total sales. Got it?
Okay.
Not with the number of products, but total sales. What will we do? In this case, now we will say sum of sales, right?
Okay.
Similarly here, sum of sales, right?
Okay.
Will it work? 1.07. So it will work. So whenever you want to do something numerical, sum, count, and so on. So in that case, you can do this,
Okay.
right? Or you can do one more thing. In this case, if you are writing count the sales, count, not sum, then you got the same answer.
Yeah.
Why? Because
Mhm.
you cannot count the regions, but you cannot count, you can count the sales, right?
Mhm.
So basically, you can go for this also, you can go for this also. Understood?
Okay. Okay.
Can you do this? I will tell you one more way of doing this. Some wala case, okay? But before that,
Oh,
can you do this?
yeah. Leave the formula. I have to look the formula.
The formula is here. I have opened the formula.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now I'm giving you like this case, which we have done using calculate. You need to do the same case using sum x function. There is a function called sum x. Okay.
Okay.
Can you try that yourself?
Can you give me some hand, to start it?
So basically, instead of count rows here, we will
Mm-hmm.
go this way, but instead of count rows, we have to go by sum x. This is the hint.
Nah, go ahead. I'm not sure. I will have to practice a lot. I'm not sure if I'm follow. I can do the sum next. Go ahead and show me.
Okay, so basically, west versus east with respect to total sales, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
will write sum x, then you will use filter function so that you can create a small table, same way we created earlier. Related locations region is equal to west. So this is where we are closing the filter function,
Okay.
right? Now the second argument of sum x function is what you want to total. Got it? What you want
Okay.
to sum. This is the second argument. Okay. Now you will select this, put it in denominator, change the region. So you will get the same answer 1.07. You remember we got that earlier when we were using calculate function and giving the sum command?
Yeah. Yeah.
Same answer. So there are multiple ways of writing these formulas. Can you try?
Okay. All right, good. Go ahead.
Understood?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I need to find out like how many customers we have who have just visited the store just once. Question clear?
Okay.
Yeah. Can you do the same without writing any formula through matrix or any visual? Can you try something on this part?
Okay, hold on. Okay, so in that case, I will use the matrix, right? And then,
Yes, you can use matrix and you can use your own logic. Basically, I'm not asking you to write down any formula, right?
yeah. I mean, you wanna, it has to be by the visual, right? So I believe, uh, I will need the West region first, right?
There is no region involved. You simply need to find out how many customers have just visited the store once.
Oh, okay. So getting the customer table, right?
So, okay, go ahead, try something, then I will see what have you done.
Okay. So how can I get the numerical value like from the customer? Like if I already have the customer.
Okay, see, uh, I'm taking a matrix,
Okay.
right? Then we want to see the customers. So I'm taking customer ID in the row.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I already,
yes, and
yeah.
I'm taking order ID here in the values, correct? Now, if you right click here on the order ID, you will find these options count, count distinct, and all that. Can you see this? So I'm saying count distinct. So it is giving me the number of orders being placed by each and every customer. Did you notice? Yes or no? Omar?
Uh, hold on. Okay, I got it. I
Yeah,
already got I already got the customer ID. I got the order. Now you went back down and you right click or you just
I right clicked on the order ID in the values.
oh okay, calm down, hold on. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I'm going to filter, and here in the count of order ID, I'm saying whenever it is less than or equal to 1. Correct? Why 1? Because we only need to find out the customers who have placed just one order. Correct?
Okay. I mean that really sound logic and easy. Mm-hmm.
This is easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, and how many total customers we have? Basically, so the
Uh,
total customers are, I'm taking a row card. I am taking the customer ID, and then I'm taking the distinct count. So I have total 793 customers, right? So if
Okay.
I have 793 customer total, and I have 13 customers who have just visited the store once, it means I have 780 repeat customers, right?
Yeah.
Which is a good ratio, like 780 out of 793. So whenever a sales manager is doing the analysis of the data, this is a very, very important calculation, which is called customer retention rate. What this is called?
Customer retention rate.
Right. And this is very, very high for this business. So these are the figures which are always included in the reports and in the dashboards to show to the managers, like this is the customer retention rate. We have a customer, if one customer is coming to the store once, he's coming again and again. Like 780 customers are those customers who are coming again and again, right?
Okay, like you trying to
Do not need
figure
to
out,
focus much
he's a
on the yeah, so basically we do not need to focus much on the customer acquisition, because the customers are already getting back to the store themselves. Got
okay.
it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you do this? So we will not be
Yeah.
doing this using DEX, because without DEX also can be handled very, very easily. Moreover, if you will do this case with DEX, that is like extreme difficult, because you have to put so many logics to build the formula.
Okay, so when you have a scenario, because I'm doing this one with you, what's the easy way to find out, should I use Dex or should I go by visual?
See, if
What's how how that come to your mind?
okay, so basically I always think from this angle, that if the things are manageable without writing a formula, I will go that way. If that is not, then of course I have to write down a formula.
But what's the idea you got behind to say that, like this one? So you had to figure out it's gonna be hard. How did you figure out it was hard in the Dex and you decide to do visual?
It comes with practice, Omar.
Okay, okay. Because if a lot, if I can do a lot on visual, that's kind of a little bit easy. I'm probably, you probably want to do visual more than the formula, right?
Can you do this?
Okay, go ahead. I'm doing this one with you.
Okay, okay. Now, for example, we are taking this fourth visual, and I am taking order date and profit margin, right?
Okay.
It is giving me year on year profit margin. Like in 2014, the profit margin was 10.23%. Then in 15, it was 13.1. Then in 16, it was 13.43. Then it went to 12.71, right?
Okay.
But what exactly I want? I do not want the straight profit margin year on year. I want to see this change in profit margin. What was the change in profit margin from 2014 to 15, right?
Okay.
Or what was the change from 15 to 16? And what was the
Okay.
change from 16 to 17? This is what I want to check. So what will I do? So for that, I have to write down a formula. There is no way, right?
Okay.
So what will I do? I will go to quick measure, because in the quick measure, we have these formulas already there. So can you see this time intelligence section?
Yeah, I got this.
Here you have three formulas: year over year change, quarter over quarter change, and month over month change. So year over year change is the formula which we need, because we want to see the change in profit margin year over year. So I'm taking year over year. It is asking me the base value. So my base value is profit margin. Why? Because I want to see the change in profit margin. Correct?
Okay.
What is the date? Order date. So from where we will take the order date? From order table. And I said, okay. Now you will notice a measure has been created here with the name profit margin year over year change. Can you see this?
Yeah, I got it.
Now in this case, I will remove profit margin and I will plot profit margin year over year. So it is doing that job which I wanted, right? So why I'm getting 3 bars instead of 4? Because this time it is telling you the change between 14 to 15, 15 to 16, and 16 to 17.
17. Okay. Like, it's comparing year by year.
Yes. Can you do this?
Okay. Okay. So after year to date, you went back to take order ID, right?
Come again?
After you click year to date,
Hmm.
did you take order ID, right?
Order date, because it
Oh,
is
order date.
giving you the date, not ID.
Okay, and then you where did, and then next part, what was the next?
Nothing. You just simply need to put two things, profit margin and order date, and you say okay.
Okay.
It will create a major like this, and then you need to create the visual.
No, what I'm asking, like, on the base value, did
Base
you?
value, you need to take profit margin because you need to find out the change in the profit margin. So that is your base value.
Okay. And the date now, you just put a or order ID.
Order date.
Order date, I'm sorry, I'm mixing
Order
that.
date, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Done.
Mhm.
Okay. Now we will apply conditional formatting in this. Okay. So now go to this format section and here search for color as we were doing earlier, if you remember. So this is the blue color. Next to this blue color, can you see this FX?
Yeah, FX.
Click on this. Like we have done gradient. You remember we did gradient earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, now we will do rules. So if I take rules, on what field I want to apply conditional formatting, profit margin year over year change, right? Now I'm saying whenever my value is greater than and equal to 0, it means I'm talking about the bars which are above the 0 line, right?
Okay.
And less than 0, greater less than 0. But I'm saying greater than and equal to 0. It means above this and less than. Now I will remove this 0 and it will automatically pick maximum because we cannot mention the maximum value here, right? This bar
Okay.
will go up, down, depending upon the data we are adding. So I have removed the 0. It will automatically take maximum. I am saying it should be of green color, right? Now I am adding one more rule. Whenever my value is greater than equal to minimum, right? And less than 0, show it in red color and say okay. Now this is clear because the negative change has been displayed in red color, right? Yeah. So this is the kind of conditional formatting you can apply when we talk about rules, right?
Okay.
Can you do this?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Okay, go ahead.
Just a second. Okay. So did you understand this?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, for example, I am taking a matrix, this one, Okay. And in this, I am taking subcategory and sales. Let me increase the font a bit. And then I'm setting it in decreasing order on the basis of sales. Now, can you see how different the amount is? Like for the fasteners, it's like 2987, only 2987. For phones, we have so high, 329,598, right?
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me try to.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm I'm doing it right here with you. So okay. Sort it out.
Then,
Mm-hmm.
okay, just a second. Okay. Now the difference is very, very high, right?
Yeah.
But can we compare these absolute values? Like, I really do not understand that how much better is phone subcategory as compared to art, because we have the figures, sales figures in absolute terms, right?
Okay.
How to have that in percentage? Like, for example, I want one more column here where it will tell me like phones is 200% better than art, like that. Got it? So what is my agenda? The agenda is I want to compare all my subcategories with machines, for example. So I want to pick one subcategory and I want to compare rest with that subcategory. Got it?
Okay.
How to do that? That is the question. So what will we do? Again, we have that inbuilt function in quick measure. Okay. And can you see this formula? Percentage difference from filtered value.
Oh, let me look over. Yeah.
Yeah. So select that. And now it is asking you the base value. So what is the base value? Base value is nothing but sales because you want to compare the sales, right? In the filter, you will take subcategory. And as soon as you will drop subcategory here, you will notice one drop down coming. Can you see this drop down? Where it is
Oh,
list of all the subcategories. So basically here you need to select one subcategory with which you want to compare rest. So I want to compare all the subcategories with machines. So I'm selecting machines and I said, okay, right? Now a new measure has been created here, sales percentage difference. Can you see this one? Right?
okay.
I'm taking this also. And here it is telling you the comparison with machines in percentage. This is the reason we are getting 0 for machines, because when we are comparing 189238 with itself, of course, there is no change, right?
Okay. So this one, you're trying to really see the actual value comparison in base of percentage.
Right. Basically.
Okay.
So this is my base subcategory. Why base subcategory? Because we are comparing all the subcategories with this. Got it?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Can you do this?
Okay. So the cell is going to the base value, subcategory going to the next one. Okay. Okay.
Understood?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Omar, do one thing, like go to that list of formulas, okay, which I gave you on Microsoft website link, and tell me what exactly I want is, I want, there should be a slicer, okay? In this slicer, I should get a list of all the subcategories. Are you getting my question? Right? And then whichever subcategory I'm selecting, this analysis is performed taking that as a base subcategory. Question clear? So
No,
basically, see, in this formula, this is very, very specifically comparing each and every subcategory with machines.
yeah,
Now, this time, for example, I want to compare with paper. Will you create any other formula, different formula, another formula? Yes or no?
yeah.
Yeah. So if you need to compare with all the subcategories one by one and you have 17 subcategories, will you write down 17 formula? Does not make sense, right?
No, you can,
So
sum
basically,
up.
this is static. This is static. This is not dynamic, correct?
Mhm.
Right? How to make it dynamic, basically. So how we can make it dynamic? Like there should be some way where we can take subcategories in the slicer, and whichever subcategory I'm selecting from here, that is taken as the base subcategory and the analysis is done. Understood?
Oh, okay. Like apply to everything. Like, the
Yes.
first one,
So if I'm
okay.
selecting art, it should compare, it should give me these percentages on the basis of comparison with art, right? And
Okay.
so on. So basically, we need to make it dynamic. Question clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you go to that list of formulas and try to identify the function for it? Like do
Okay.
something, think
Okay.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at all the formula right now, all the function. I was thinking about it like,
You?
I would think about if you have like absolute value, you can put in it and like it will take it from one to everything. Like, when Excel you put absolute value on one thing, it take from the top to the bottom. Is it possible to do that here?
No. Can you think some logic for this?
Okay. I mean, I'm looking at the formula one by one. I'm really not seeing it. Nah, I'm not seeing it.
Anything?
Uh, no, I'm still thinking about it. I mean, I have to do it one by one, but I'm not seeing how you can do one.
Okay.
You're gonna
So basically, what will we do? See, if I am taking subcategory from product table, did you notice as soon as I'm selecting one subcategory, it is only showing me that subcategory?
Yeah, correct. I get that.
But we do not want this. I want whatever subcategory I select, that should behave as a base subcategory, but I should be able to see all the subcategories here, right?
Yeah.
So what will I do? I will go to this data tab, right? And I will simply create a new table where I have the list of only subcategories. So subcategory is equal to distinct of what? Distinct subcategory. It
Mhm.
means each and every subcategory will just come once,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
And I'm not connecting this table with product table, so that if I am creating a slicer from this new table, it will not filter out this matrix because there is no relationship between the tables, right?
Okay. Mhm.
Right? So I'm taking subcategory. Now I have this list, and whichever category I'm selecting, it is not filtering this list. First of all, correct?
Mhm.
Right? Okay. Now I will go to this major which got created. This major where I had just machines. You remember?
Mhm.
I will remove this and I will write selected value of what? Subcategory. Basically the new table I have created,
Mhm.
because I have created the slicer from the new tables column, right? So what is
Mhm.
the use of selected function? Selected function is storing the value which has been selected in the slicer, right?
Mhm.
Okay, now I press enter. What will happen? If I am selecting bookcases, it is comparing with bookcases. Did you notice?
Yeah, if you select another one, it's gonna
Chair,
compare, right?
it is doing on the basis of chair. So basically using this small trick, we could make this dynamic, correct? And we
Okay, so in
can
order to make it
in
dynamic, you
17 subcategories. We can use a single formula, correct?
okay using this thing, right?
Yeah. Can you try this?
Okay. So you went back to the data set, right?
Come again.
I said you went back, to the data set
I went
first.
back to data tab, yes. And
Yeah,
here
data set. Okay.
I'm table using the distinct function.
All right, give me 1 second. Okay, go ahead.
Did you get this?
Yeah.
Okay. Now if I ask you to make anything dynamic, can you do that?
So should we go back and do this thing again, like do another tape, another subtable?
Anything you can think on this case?
This thing product subcategory. Hmm.
So tell me which case you can think on.
No, I'm not seeing it.
Okay, so basically, Oman, you have to practice all these cases, whatever we have done today. Okay,
Okay.
I think we have done a lot of cases, correct?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes.
And then, can I give you one task for home if you want?
Okay.
Okay, so here in this case, I was talking about customer retention rate, right?
Yeah.
So how to write down a formula for that? So that we get the answer like 780 divided by 793 multiplication 100.
Okay.
Right? So you just try that. If you want to think something, you can do that as well.
Okay. I'm trying to find. Okay, that was the first one. Okay. I got it. Okay.
So basically, I want 793 also dynamic, 780 also dynamic. Do not type 780 and 793. Got it?
Okay. Just go back to the logic and find out.
Yeah. So basically, you have to establish the logic for this.
Okay.
You can take 2-3 minutes as of now as well. If you have any concerns, you can ask.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go back and find out, by myself.
Come again?
Yeah, I would rather go back and try by myself and find out.
Yeah. So let me know once you are, and when are you planning your next class?
You said we have 3 more left, right?
Let me open your sheet. Give me a second now.
Yeah, I wanna really go slow because this is getting a little bit confused to me.
Yeah. So you have like, yes, 3 more sessions.
Okay, so is there any way we can skip this week so I can really fully practice it, and next week we get back together?
Monday.
Yeah, yeah, Monday should be fine.
Okay, so just a second, Omar. So basically, Monday is 6th June, right?
Yeah, so after Monday we'll have only 2 more, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm sealing Monday for you then for the same timings.
Okay.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
then we meet on Monday.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, that way I have I have a time.
Okay, bye bye. All the best.